Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to discuss current affairs of 7th May 2024. So here I am taking Delhi edition of Hindu and we are going to pick out important articles from our examination point of view. And after seeing important articles, we are going to see in how many dimensions we can think about that topic. Because whenever you are reading any article, you have to think in different dimensions. That dimensions will be very helpful to write a very good answer and even a very good essay. So for that, yes, you have to read in this way. So without wasting any time, let us see the first topic. So first topic, it is not a new topic. So let me read out the title for you students. Title says Hamas accepts ceasefire proposal by Egypt, Qatar. So what do you mean by this? So this article is saying that, so here this ceasefire proposal brought up by this Egypt and Qatar, and Hamas, they are accepting this, and what about this Israel? So we don't know, that is a question mark. So here in this context you have to see different dimensions. So we are going to say that. So before saying dimensions, I want to announce foundation course for GS, prelims cum mains. So we are going to launch new batch from 27th May 2024. So here we have offline in Hyderabad and online live course we are going to launch. That is, whatever the classes which are going on offline here, you will be getting access in Rathods IAS app in online mode. So you can watch that. So here the important features of this course is there will be personalized mentorship, one-to-one mentorship by toppers, and we have Revaya sir, Shivang and Abhishek sir and also Lavanya ma'am. They will be guiding the students in a right way. And what are the faculty we are having? They are experienced faculty. So the top faculty in India. And next one is we are going to have daily answer writing practice from the day one. And we are exclusively focusing on CSAT because nowadays CSAT is becoming tough. So CSAT will be taken by this Surendra sir, who is IIT faculty, and he is having experience more than 12 years in this UPSC. And next one is we are also focusing on daily current affairs classes will be taken by me in offline. And next one is you will be having regular interactive session with bureaucrats. And we are going to provide you comprehensive prelims cum main study material and also prelims and mains test series. So these are the important and key features of our foundation course, and you can see our toppers also and their testimonials and their videos in our YouTube channel. So after watching that only you can take admission. Okay. Yes. Now let us see where you have to come to take admissions. So admissions are going on. So you have to take admission before this 27th May 2024. So here you have to either call or you can text on this number 8074765513 to take admissions, or else you can directly come to office, which is in 3rd and 4th floor, pillar number 36, opposite Vijaya Medicals, Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad. Okay, so this is about this course and these are the key features. And we will be helping in all the stages of your examination, that is in prelims, mains and interview. So we have one retired IAS officer as interview panelist. His name is Muniyappa sir. So many of you might be knowing about this sir. Okay. So in this way we are announcing before only, so that you can have an idea. Okay, now let us move on to our first topic. It is about ceasefire proposal. So this article, it is related to, about this Israel-Palestine issue. So this Israel-Palestine issue is very important from your GS paper 2, from international relations. And from this year prelims, you can expect 100% question from map of Israel or countries sharing boundary with Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Aden, Red Sea. So from this area, you can expect 100% prelims based question from map. And you have to prepare map. themes from this Israel point of view. And next one is, you have to see which country came up with this proposal. It is Egypt and Qatar. So here you have to see even map of this Egypt and Qatar. So till now we didn't touch one dimension, is what is the impact? What is the impact of this proposal, or what is the impact of this Israel-Palestinian issues on India? So from this area you can get a mains based question. And you have to see what are the steps taken by India. You have to see like what are the steps taken by India regarding this Israel-Palestine issue. And if you want to move further, you have to know about countries involved here. For example, USA, UK, Iran, Yemen, etc. And you have to know one more dimension, that is Hamas. So this article is saying that Hamas are accepting this proposal. But what are the key features of this proposal? It had not yet been released. Okay, but only one thing which is came in the news, like, so there is a ceasefire agreement or proposal came up by Egypt and Qatar, and it had been accepted by Hamas. So we don't know whether this Israel is going to accept it or not. Okay, so all these are the things that you have to see from this article point of view. And this article is important from both your prelims and as well as mains. So now let us see this in detail. So why it is in news? So Hamas announced it has accepted an Egyptian Qatari proposal. So this is a ceasefire proposal to halt. So what is the meaning of halt? To stop. To stop the 7-month-long war with Israel in Gaza. Hours after Israel ordered 1 lakh Palestinians to begin executing from the southern city of Rafah, signaling that a long-promised ground invasion there could be imminent. So actually this article is saying about one proposal, that is Egypt and Qatar came with a proposal to end this war between Israel and Palestine. Okay, so actually, this proposal which came because Israel ordered around 1 lakh Palestinians to begin evacuating from the southern city of Rafah. So actually in yesterday's class we discussed about migration. So one of the important cause of migration is like because of political instability, because of war. So people want to come out of that to save their life. So that is the thing which is going on here, right? Can you connect these two things? Yes. Are you understanding? Are you connecting the points? And now let us see some more details. So details says that there was no immediate comment from Israel on deal, and even the details of this ceasefire also had not yet been released. So this is one question mark. So what are the provisions are there? And in recent days, Egyptian and Hamas officials, they have said the ceasefire would take place in a series of stages during which Hamas would release hostages, and it is holding the exchange for Israeli troop pullbacks from Gaza. So actually in recent days what is happening here is Egyptian and as well as Hamas officials, they said that we want to come up with the ceasefire. Okay, ceasefire can be happen in different stages. It will not happen in a single go. So that is the thing which mainly said. And now let us go into the main part. So this subtitle, that is possible impacts on India. So this possible impacts on India will be very important from your mains. So what are the possible impacts on India? So first one is the impact on energy security. So India's dependence on imported oil from West Asia makes it vulnerable to price volatility and supply disruption. So as you all know that India is a larger import of crude oil. So we don't have enough crude oil resources, especially West Asia is very good because it is having good amount of resources, and if people want money they will simply go and dig the oil rigs. Okay, then they will extract the oil. So there is abundance of oil reserves or resource in this West Asia, but not in India. So here we are importing large amount of oil. So because of this, if there is any political instability which is happening in this region of West Asia, it will be having impact on our oil security or energy security, or else there will be some supply chain disruptions. Clear? And even there will be increasing or decreasing of oil price in international market. So this will be also one issue. And India is the world's third largest consumer and importer of oil, and more than 40% of India's oil comes from West Asia. So because of this, it is a large, or which is like a great cause of concern. And second important issue will be Indian diaspora. So diaspora means nothing but people of India who are living in this region. They are called as diaspora. Okay. So Indian diaspora, that means Indians who are living outside India, especially in this West Asia. So they comes under this Indian diaspora. So Indians are residing there in very large numbers. So if there is any turmoil or political instability or war which is going, means it will be having impact on their wages and as well as on their income. Income can be decreased and they will be facing economic uncertainty and as well as decreasing of employment opportunities. And even one more important issue is about remittances. So here these non-resident Indians, that is NRIs, they annually send some amount of money to home. So it will be about $4 billion, and these people or this remittances which accounts for 55% of country's total remittances inflow. And as per RBI data which says 82% of total remittances which are received by India, so they are coming from West Asian countries. For example, here we have UAE, US, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait and UK and as well as Oman. So from these countries you are getting good amount of remittances. So if there is any turmoil which is happening, means that will be having impact on our remittances also. And next one is trade and investment. According to United Nations Comtrade database, Iran and GCC member states, they accounted for 15.3% of share of India's cumulative two-way merchandise trade. So actually even trade and investment will be also get affected in India. So this is also one cause of concern. And now let us see one more important dimension, that is India's approach towards West Asia. So what is India's approach towards West Asia? So first one is we have the Middle East Quad. It is also called as I2U2 initiative, and there is a very high chance of getting this I2U2 initiative in your prelims. So here the idea behind this I2U2, that is India, Israel, US and UAE, so they are connected to South Asia. The Middle East and as well as US for economic, technological and diplomatic collaboration. So all these countries are coming together especially for economic and technological and as well as diplomatic collaboration. And next important initiative taken by India is medical diplomacy. So we came up with this Vaccine Maitri. So Vaccine Maitri is a humanitarian assistance which is given for these West Asian countries regarding COVID-19 vaccines. For example, India sent this COVID-19 vaccines to countries like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, etc. And even India also allowed to enter West Asian countries into downstream projects in India. So India invited West Asian countries to invest in downstream projects in India, and especially we are focusing on Abu Dhabi National Oil Company and as well as Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserves Limited. So we had signed agreement in far back 2017. And next one is we are also focusing on strategic partnership in energy sector. For example, Abu Dhabi awarded a major oil concession to ONGC led consortium from India in the lower Jakkum, and even we came with high level ministerial force. So this force which has been created in order to keep a track of various high-level promises and agreements. And this one is we are also focusing on tech diplomacy. So India is taking the technological route in strengthening relations with West Asian countries, and we came with recent advancements like we came up with RuPay card and a key initiative by India in digital payment system. So recently it had been launched in Abu Dhabi, and even we are focusing on this cultural diplomacy. So India inaugurated first Hindu temple in Dubai, and even we are focusing on yoga, Bollywood, music. So they are the dimensions of India's soft power. So these are some important measures they are taken by government of India, especially to increase its presence in this West Asia. Clear? And now let us move on to next topic. So in front page itself there is one more article which is relevant. That is Supreme Court seeks report as Tamil Nadu ED spars over sand mining case. So here we can focus on this topic called as illegal sand mining. So recently 2 days ago also this illegal sand mining is in news because of illegal sand mining is happening across river Son in Madhya Pradesh. So because of this, it's highly in news, and there is a high chance of getting questioned regarding this illegal sand mining in your mains. So let us see the dimensions. So this article is talking about illegal sand mining. Okay, so this article is important from your environment and ecology, which comes in the GS paper 3. So if I am not wrong, here in 2019 or 2018, you got a prelims question regarding the sand. So what is the impact if you are removing sand in the river beds? So like that the question had framed in your UPSC prelims in 2018 or 2019. So here this topic is important from both your prelims and as well as your mains. So I will be giving you dimensions now. So first one is, what is this sand? It is very important. So which type of mineral it is or which type of resource it is. And you have to see the laws which are present in our country which are regulating the sand mining in India. And you have to see why illegal sand mining is happening, like what are the causes and what is the impact. Okay, normally we will be having negative impact. What is that? And you have to see what are the measures you are going to take to control this illegal sand mining. So now let us see this article in detail. Okay, why it is in news? Supreme Court sought a report from Directorate of Enforcement, that is ED, even as state of Tamil Nadu maintained that district collectors have appeared before central agency, and also they supplied with the records about illegal sand mining sought from them by anti-money laundering body in its summons. So actually I want to say the background here. So what happened, there was petition regarding or case filing regarding this illegal sand mining, and at that time Supreme Court ordered district collectors to attend, but they said that they are busy in the election works, so they can't come for the hearings. And later on again Supreme Court becomes serious, and finally these collectors, they have appeared before the central agency. So this is the thing which mainly said. And now let us see what is the sand mining. Sand mining, it is an activity. So this activity refers to the process of, so this is a process of removal of sand. So where we are removing the sand? In rivers, in streams and lakes. So sand which is mined from the beaches and degraded from ocean beds and river beds. Sand, it is mainly mined from the beaches, dredges from these ocean beds and river beds, etc. So there are no official figures for the amount of sand mined illegally. So there is no official figure. But in 2015 to 2016, there were over 19,000 cases of illegal mining in India itself. And if you are talking about illegal sand mining, how it is an environmental threat. So this is very important from your mains. How this illegal sand mining is threatening our environment? You have to know this. So one here is, it will be threatening ecosystem. So within aquatic ecosystem, sand supports organisms. So these organisms are vital to the food chain. Okay. So whenever there is a large amount of sand is removed, so it will be increasing salinity in the water, and even this sand will be destroying, removing of sand will be destroying the habitats of organisms who are residing in this ecosystem. Like if you have noticed a sand, for example, we will be buying sand for the construction purpose. So there you will be seeing like small snails and shells, etc. So those are the organisms, they will be living in this area. So if you are going for illegal sand mining, so it is affecting their ecosystem, right? And next one here is, here whenever we are removing the sand, it will be affecting the animals, even humans who rely on the fishes, fresh water from these rivers and as well as lakes. So actually one case study which says that in Tuticorin district of Tamil Nadu, fish catch has come down, and even underground water turned brackish, that means salt, because of removing of sand. And even coastal sand mining which had affected the lives of the people also in that so and so village. And next one is, even this sand mining will also leads to erosion. So whenever we are going for unregulated mining of large volumes of sand in the beaches, that will be leading to erosion. So by removing too much sediment from rivers, sand mining leads to erosion and as well as shrinking of river banks. Okay, that will be destabilizing this groundwater, and as well as that will be also an important reason for the failure of bridges, dikes and as well as roads. And even if you see one case study which is given here, that is in Karnataka, rampant sand mining that lead to coastal erosion, and government is now forced to spend some crores of rupees to form a barrier against this coastal erosion. So because of this, it is also having impact on the economy of that so and so state. And next one is threatening of the species. So because of this illegal sand mining, so it would be like a major cause of several species which are residing in this Ganga, from the iconic Gangetic dolphin to gharial. So in this way here, what are the animals who are residing in this region? So they will be get affected when we are going for illegal sand mining. And this one is, so this illegal sand mining which also leads to floods. Okay, so large scale sand mining destabilizes the banks and beds, that will be affecting the natural flow of rivers, and as well as it will be also strengthening, and also it will be having like more impact on the streams, and even there will be high or increased risk of floods. And even one study by WWF says that mining is responsible for 90% of drop in sediment levels in major rivers, including Ganges, Brahmaputra, Meghna river. Okay, clear? That is the thing. And next one is, even because of the sand mining, that will be also having economic cost. So sand mining will be destroying this aesthetic beauty of beaches, river banks, etc. So in this, it will also making ecological system areas unstable, and it will be also not attracting much tourists as well. So in this way, it will be having lots and lots of negative impact of sand mining. And now let us move on to our Hindu page. That's all. There is nothing much important in your front page, and even you can leave city page and as well as states page. So you can directly move on to your editorial page. Yes, let us see the articles. The first one is a half-hearted climate change verdict. So you know that recently Supreme Court gave a judgment regarding this climate change. Okay, it is a fundamental right under Article 14 and Article 21. So we have to see this article in detail. So what is the judgment? So why there is interpretation? So what are the constitutional provisions and what are the drawbacks? Everything we are going to see. So here Supreme Court recently acknowledged the right to protection from climate change, and it is an integral part of your fundamental right. So these fundamental rights are present in part 3 of Indian Constitution. Okay, so there are articles like right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 and under right to equality under Article 14. So these two are very important for the protection of climate change impacts. So this ruling came during the case which is concerning conservation of great Indian bustard and as well as lesser florican. So actually you know that this great Indian bustard is like critically endangered bird and it is mainly seen across India and Pakistan border. So especially it is living in the grasslands. So especially this judgment is given by Supreme Court because of conservation steps for this great Indian bustard bird. Okay. So what is this climate change and why we are intersecting this human rights? Okay, so that is also very important point from your mains. So first one is right to life and livelihood. So climate change can directly affect people's right to life because whenever there are extreme weather or whenever there is high climate change or increasing of heat, so we will see incidents like hurricanes, floods and heat wave that will lead to loss of property, loss of life. For example, in the low-lying coastal areas, so whenever there is increasing of the sea level rise due to climate change, it will be threatening the people's home, people's life, and people they have to be relocated to another areas. And whenever we do not have proper access to clean water and sanitation, it is also one problem here. So actually you know that due to climate change, it is also leading to water scarcity or contamination of water. And people, it is they are not getting proper water. So because of this, people's right for clean energy and sanitation is also get affected. So here, as a community whole, they have to have the proper access to the safe drinking water. And next one is health and well-being. So climate change can exacerbate health problems, especially for vulnerable populations. For example, whenever there is increased heat waves, that will be leading to heat related illnesses and as well as deaths. It will be also affecting the right to health. And next one is because of this weather patterns, it is also having impact on food insecurity and nutrition of the people, and that will be having negative impact on overall well-being of the people. And next one is migration and displacement. So climate change induced events, for example whenever there is increasing of sea level rise, or for example whenever there is weather events or desertification, so they force people to migrate or to be displaced from their homes. And this intersects with human rights, particularly like right to residence and as well as right to seek asylum. So those rights will be also get affected. For example, communities who are living in these coastal areas, they may have to relocate because of increasing of sea level rise. And next one is indigenous people's right. So climate change can disproportionately which affects indigenous communities that rely heavily on natural resources for their livelihoods and cultural practices. And for example here, changes in ecosystem due to climate change, it can threaten traditional livelihoods, for example farming, for example fishing, and even it will be having impact on indigenous people rights to land, resources and as well as cultural heritage. Okay, now let us see the constitutional provisions. So Article 48A. Article 48A which mandates environmental protection, and Article 51A which talks about fundamental duties, they are focusing on promoting of wildlife conservation and they are also guaranteeing right to safeguard from climate change. And second important article is Article 21 of Indian Constitution. So this Article 21 which recognizes right to life and personal liberty, and Article 14 which indicates that all persons shall be equality before law, shall have equality before law and as well as equal protection of law. And these articles are a very important sources of right to clean environment. And one famous case you have to remember, that is MC Mehta versus Kamal Nath case of 2000. So in this case here Supreme Court stated that right to clean environment, it is an extension of right to life. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember. And now let us see what are the challenges in balancing climate change and human actions or human rights. So first one is trade-off. Some climate mitigation measures may conflict with human rights. For example, sometimes there will be restriction on land use for conservation projects and also displacement due to renewable energy infrastructure development. And in this way, we have to find the solutions that minimizes negative impacts on, and even that will be leading to the maximizing benefits. And if you're talking about access to resources, climate actions like transitioning renewable energy or even implementing carbon pricing, that will be impacting access to essential resources. For example, we have those resources like food we are taking, water we are drinking, and as well as energy we are getting, especially for this marginalized communities. And next one is environmental migration. So climate induced migration that can strain social systems, and even sometimes that will be leading to the conflicts, and as well as for what the conflicts are happening because of resources, because of rights in host communities. And next one is adaptation versus mitigation. So we are also focusing on some efforts. So balancing efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions with investments in adaptation to climate impacts, they also like challenging. And we are also focusing on prioritizing one over the other, okay, so that we can have implications for human rights. And this one is international cooperation. So climate change, it is a global issue, and this issue it is requiring like international cooperation. So we have to focus on that as well. So we have to see like which country is responsible and which countries are ensuring the climate actions to not to undermine the rights of vulnerable people. Like that, we have to come together. So in this way we can achieve that. So these are some important things that you have to remember from this article. And next topic, it is about online gaming sector. So I will be giving you the dimensions regarding this. So before that, what you have thought whenever I am reading this title like online gaming sector? So what are the things that came into your mind? So please let me know fast. In the meanwhile, I will be having some water. Come on, do it fast. So shall we start with dimensions? Okay. So this article is talking about online gaming sector. So here you have to know some dimensions. The first one is data. So recently there are many reports are saying that there is very high increased growth of this online gaming sector in India. So you have to know the data, so and so. And here you have to see why or what are the reasons behind increasing of this online gaming sector. And you have to see what is the impact of improving of this sector, and you have to see what are the negative things. So if you know the negative, then we can understand what are the reforms, or I can say like what are the measures you can take to address those issues. And even you have to see what is the legal status. So legal status is nothing but which are the laws in India dealing with this online gaming sector. So all these are very important. We are going to see that. And this topic is at most important from your GS paper 3 under economy. And that too from mains, not from your prelims. Clear? Now let us see this article in detail. So the online gaming industry in India is predominantly a home of grown startup ecosystem. So there is wide range of growth that is seen in this sector. That is compound annual growth rate is 27%. 27% of growth that is seen in every year. So it is widely estimated that artificial intelligence and online gaming, they can add around $300 billion to Indian GDP by 2026 to 27. So you can understand like how big this sector is. And according to 2021 report, so this report which had been published by Boston Consulting Group. So this group which said that India's mobile gaming sector will grow from $1.5 billion in revenue in 2020, and by 2025 it will be going into $5 billion. So now let us try to understand what are the concerns in this online gaming sector. So first one is there is loss to exchequer, because if there is no proper regulation, so there will be illegal offshore gambling markets you are increasing day by day. So because of this, it is causing a harm to users, and it is also causing a loss for this exchequer as well. And if you see the data here, the illegal offshore gambling and betting market, they are receiving $100 billion per annum in deposits from India, and also registered a growth rate of 20% in the past 3 years. And apart from this, the concerns about addictive online gaming behavior. So here what happened? So if you are starting playing these online games, you will be get addicted, yes or no? So this is also one important problem. So whenever there is increased using of online gaming, means you will be having impact on the mental status. So recently I saw some reels, like because of habituated with this online gaming, so what happened, there was some mental illness children are facing like that. Okay, so these issues which highlights that yes, there is an urgent need for the closer examination of psychological effects of prolonged gaming in the children. Yes, children will be also having the negative impact on their mental health. And next one is, even because of this online gaming, so there are also financial risk in online gaming. So individuals, especially who are vulnerable demographics, they may face financial risk, and even including debt and economic hardship due to excessive spending on gaming. And this raises questions about responsible consumer engagement, and also they are focusing on this importance of ethical considerations in gaming industry. And even if you see one more thing, regulatory ambiguity in distinguishing skill-based gaming and gambling. So there is also like lack of clear definitions. Okay, so there is also lack of clear definitions between skill-based gaming and as well as gambling. Okay, so because of this, it is also having negative impact. So because of this, we have to address this ambiguity. It is very much crucial. And apart from that, here this online gaming is also acting as a means for money laundering. Online gambling can be used as a means of money laundering, because players, they can deposit large amounts of cash into online accounts. Okay, and each one is, there is also a prone to cyber attacks. So online gaming sites, they can be vulnerable to cyber attacks that will leads to the theft of sensitive personal and financial information of the players, and that will leads to violation of data protection rules, and also that will be infringing on this privacy of the users. And next one is social detachment. So online gambling can lead to social inclusion, okay, social isolation, and even players, they can spend hours and hours in playing games only. So because of this, people, they will be not having social interaction. So because of this, what happened, there is a risk of making children delinquent. So they will be like isolated, they will feel lonely like that. And in this context, what are the steps can be taken to control this online gaming in India? And this is very important for mains. So first one is there is urgent need for robust regulation in online gaming. So there is an urgent need for robust regulation in online gaming industry, and we have to ban online gaming. Okay, and we have to address especially challenges faced by this online gaming. An online gaming regulation bill 2022 introduced as a private members bill that should be reformed, and that should be adopted by Parliament. And next one is, if you see the case study, UK also came up with such kind of regulatory approach. So here UK has centralized government regulator for this online gaming, and even they will be publishing quarterly reports on effects of regulation. And we need strict enforcement and targeted efforts that led to decline in disordered gaming. And next one is, we have to balance the regulated and unregulated segments of market. Okay, and even recently IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, which suggested that weak approach of regulatory enforcement. So whenever there is no proper regulatory enforcement, that will create a ground for proliferation of a shadow economy. Okay, so for that we need a balanced approach. And even what are the information technology rules they are there, so we have to change them towards oversight of online gaming industry. And next one is, we have to ensure overall well-being of society. For that we have to take urgent reforms. We have to protect digital citizens and national interest. Okay, and we have to focus on harm reduction and player protection. Overall well-being of society is important. And even we have to focus on comprehensive research and analysis, and we have to invest in extensive research on psychological and socio-economic impacts of online gaming. And we have to facilitate evidence-based policy making and data-based decision making and the development of effective regulatory measures. So all these things can be taken to control this online gaming in India. And I want to give you one mains question. So this is mains question. So I'll read out the question. So how does exponential growth of this online gaming industry in India necessitate urgent and comprehensive regulatory measures to address societal, economic and national security concerns? So try to write an answer for this question, don't forget. And now let us move back to our Hindu page. Okay, so I discussed this topic of online gaming sector. And in this opinion page, there is one article which is important. It is about India's press freedom has rapidly declined in recent years. So actually recently here we got this press freedom index. So we got this press freedom index. So what are the facts you have to see? You have to see India's rank. So India's rank had been downgraded, and you have to see which organization is releasing this report. Okay, Reporters Without Borders. And next one, you have to see why India's rank had been decreased. So where India is performing bad. And apart from that, nowadays the trends had been changed in UPSC prelims. They are asking question even based on indicators. There are 5 indicators. So you have to see what are those. So all these are very important. And if you are collecting this data, then you can use this data as an example in your mains answer. And already we discussed that topic earlier. So we are not going to see that. And next important topic is, what is carbon farming? So you can get a question, recently carbon farming is in news, what it is. Select the correct option which is suitably describing carbon farming, or like consider the following statements regarding carbon farming, and they can give like 3 statements and they'll ask you to identify which are the correct or incorrect statements. So like that also you can get a question. Clear? And now we are going to see this in detail. So what is the news? So implementing regenerative agriculture practices. So in this agriculture practices, so how we are regenerating, so how many methods, for example, here we are focusing on restoring of ecosystem health, and we are focusing on improving agriculture productivity, and we are focusing on soil health, and not only the agriculture related things, but here we are also focusing on mitigating of climate change by enhancing carbon storage. Okay, we are enhancing carbon storage in the agriculture landscape, and we are focusing on reducing of greenhouse gas emissions. Then this is called as carbon farming. So you can expect a question like this. Consider the following statements regarding carbon farming. So which of the following things are included? So they may give restoring of ecosystem health, improving of agricultural productivity, soil health, climate change, reducing of greenhouse emission gases, or agricultural landscape. So all these things are involved. Clear? And if you see some details here, so the regions with extensive agricultural land, so where we can see normally in plains. So in India we have Great Plains, that is nothing but Indo-Gangetic Plains. So especially regions with extensive agricultural land, that is Indo-Gangetic Plains and even Deccan Plateau. So Indo-Gangetic Plains and Deccan Plateau, they are well suited. They are well suited to adopt carbon farming. They are well suited to adopt carbon farming, whereas the mountainous terrain of Himalayan regions is less. So actually we can use this carbon farming where we are going for extensive agriculture. Example, we can do it in plains but not in this hilly regions or Himalayan regions. So in recent years, the practice of carbon trading in the agriculture sector, which has become an important around the world, but especially US, Australia, New Zealand and Canada. So in these regions, they are going for extensive use of this carbon trading. Clear? So these are some important things that you have to see. And now let us move on to our Delhi edition Hindu page. So let us see the news page. So in this news page, so this article is about Uttarakhand forest fires, and we discussed this in detail I think 3 days ago. So if you have not watched that class, so please go and watch that. And even thumbnail itself I added this Uttarakhand forest fire image. And if you move on, leave the selection page, no need, it is not at all necessary. And I found nothing much important in today's paper actually. Okay, that's it. That's it. So these are the very important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding, and I will be showing you where can you get this notes of the class. So this is our Rathods IAS classes Telegram channel. Here we are posting this important updates regarding the class. And one serious request I want to make here is, if you want to clear this year prelims, so please watch this video for sure. This is like very important. It is like a cheesecake for the students who are going to write this year prelims. And if you want to clear your prelims, watch this video. And even economics who took like basic concepts of economy, and I took current affairs. So whenever we are posting any video, you will be getting link here. And apart from that, within this 2 to 3 days, we are going to launch our Rathods IAS Academy's app on Play Store, new app. So that will be like AI driven app. So you can download that, so that what are the updates, and we are going to provide lots and lots of free material there, so that you can have the access. So that's all for today, and this is our Rathods IAS Academy YouTube channel. So do subscribe to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. So that's all. I hope you like this class. So if you really like this class, hit the like button, and don't forget to share this video with your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And finally, thank you so much for watching.